Hi there, my name is Martin Valentinez, and today we're going to be doing the manual muscle test. I'm going to be testing knee flexion and extension to start. I'm going to have the patient in a prone position, laying on her stomach, and I'm going to have my stationary arm, my left hand on her hamstrings, palpating her hamstrings. I'm going to have my working hand on her on the back of her Achilles tendon, and I'm going to hold for 3 holds, and I'm going to ask her to contract into knee extension every time I hold, holding pressure for a larger pressure every time I say hold. So we're going to start that now. Ready, set, go. Hold, knee extension, down, down. Hold, hold, hold. Okay, and that would be a grade 5 test, as she was able to hold against maximum tension. So now we will go to the next test. All right, so next we will be doing knee extension with gravity eliminated. So I am going to have the patient go into sideline position. If you can go to sideline position. And I'm going to have my my stationary hand on top of the knee and my working arm on the around the ankle. And I'm going to have the patient start in full knee flexion and go into full knee extension. And since the patient was able to go into full knee extension with gravity eliminated, this would indicate a grade 2 test, because she was able to go into full knee extension, but only when gravity was eliminated. All right, so next we're going to be dealing with knee flexion. I'm going to have my patient in the seated position. I'm going to be seated down in front of the patient. I'm going to have my stationary arm on above the knee around the quadricep area, palpating the quadricep. I'm going to have my stationary arm above the ankle, and I'm going to start the patient in partial knee flexion, and I'm going to ask the patient to contract the knee into knee flexion harder each time I say hold for 3 holds. And we're going to begin that now. Ready, hold, hold, hold. Okay, good. You can relax. And I'm going to give the patient a grade of 5 because she was able to hold the tension under maximal tension. And alrighty, next we're gonna test full knee flexion, except when this time when gravity is eliminated. So I'm going to come to the side of the patient. I'm going to ask the patient to go into sideline position, and I'm going to have my stationary hand on top of the knee, and I'm going to have my working hand on top of the working leg's ankle. And I'm going to start the client's leg in full extension, and I'm going to ask the client to go into full knee flexion, and you can do that now. Ready? Perfect. And that is it. And because she was able to go into full knee flexion, I'm going to give her a grade of 2, because she was able to do the full range of motion, but only when gravity was eliminated. Alrighty, now we're going to be moving on to shoulder flexion. We're going to be doing the manual muscle test against gravity, starting with the right arm. I'm going to have my stationary arm on her shoulder, and I'm going to ask the client to move her working arm straight upward to the ceiling. Move straight upward to the ceiling. Great, thank you. And then I'm going to move it downwards to a 90-degree angle. And then I'm going to keep the my working hand on top of her humerus, and I'm going to ask her to try to elevate her arm into shoulder flexion against my 3 pause hold. So we're going to start that now. Can you start to try to move your arm upwards? Hold, hold, hold. Perfect. And I'm going to give her a grade of 5 because she was able to try to hold against my my pressure for maximum tension. All right, now we'll be doing shoulder extension. I'm going to be holding my stabilizing arm on top of the right shoulder, and I'm going to have the client hold her arm into this tucked position here. Can you see me? Perfect. And I'm going to have my working arm on top of the tricep, and I'm going to ask the patient to attempt to go into shoulder extension against my hold for 3 holds. And we will start that now. Ready? Hold, 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 and relax. And since she was able to hold against my my pressure under maximum tension, I will give her a grade of 5 for shoulder extension. Alrighty, now we're going to be doing shoulder flexion, manual muscle test, but with gravity eliminated. So I'm going to have to start the patient into a sideline position. So can you move into a sideline position? Perfect, great, thank you. And have your arm fully extended for me. And I'm going to have my stabilizing arm over her shoulder. And I'm going to have my working arm right above the working arm's elbow. And I'm going to ask her to try to go into full flexion with the shoulder, and you can start that now. Perfect. All right, and now relax. Good, all done. And because she was able to go into full shoulder flexion, I will give her a grade of 2 because she was able to go into full range of motion, but only when gravity was eliminated. Alrighty, lastly, we're going to be testing shoulder extension with gravity eliminated. So I'm going to have the patient going to a sideline position. You can go to a sideline position, thank you very much. And we're going to start the patient within full shoulder flexion. And I'm going to I'm going to have my stationary arm on her shoulder, palpating the shoulder, looking for contraction. And I'm going to have my working arm right on the elbow, and I'm going to have the patient go into full shoulder extension, or an arm just like so. Checking for that contraction, and I did feel that contraction, so I will give her a grade of 2 because she was able to go into full range of motion with the shoulder fully extended, but only when gravity was eliminated.